So we're coming off the excitement of last week giving away our first original RX Smart Gear jump rope as part of our hashtag Road to 1,000. So that is awesome. And we want to tell you that we are already 10 subscribers into the next 100. And so we want to keep that momentum rolling.
Let's go.
And this is how you can become able to win a brand new customized RX Smart Gear jump rope. And that is 1, subscribe to our YouTube channel, the Clydesdale Fitness and Friends. 2, make sure that that account is public so that we can see your name. And 3, share with everybody you know or tag your friends in a post that we may make about it so that we can get to that next level as quickly as possible.
Yeah,
easy enough, right?
Easy.
Yep.
Free stuff.
Free stuff, and our one's already gone out the door, so we're ready to give away a lot more because we want to get to that 1,000 so that by next CrossFit season we can start doing a little more fun and remote location type stuff with the podcast. So that is, and we want to thank RX Smart Gear. They have been an awesome partner. We couldn't have asked for a better sponsor and partner to this podcast. They are awesome. And it is the holiday season. If you want to buy one of your loved ones a jump rope, easy peasy, go on rxsmartgear.com. You can customize it, get the colors, the patterns that you like, and you can get 15% off by typing Clydesdale 15, all caps, at checkout. And that gets you 15% off everything in the store except for new releases and special editions.
Nobody should disturb us. Only my dog at the door.
Yeah, so we're a dog lover. We love dogs on this podcast. And my 2 co-hosts, only one could make it today. But they both like ooh and ah when a dog comes on the screen.
I'm gonna show you mine. This is Bosco, the English Bulldog.
Very cute. Do you know Christy O'Connell or Christy Ermo?
Yeah, but I know her as a CrossFit athlete, but I don't know her personally.
So her affiliate is right down the street from me.
Oh,
Like 5 minutes away.
it's okay.
And I went down there the other day, and her mom, who is a master's athlete as well, she has an English Bulldog.
Yeah.
And I was loving on it. It was all it wanted was its back rubbed the whole time I was there.
Yeah, he wants to be scratched.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's my second English Bulldog. I have one for 11 years, and this one is 5 years old.
Very cool.
They are really good dog.
Yeah, we lost our dog like 1.5 years ago, and I said I was never going to get another one. Then I was hanging out with that bulldog, and I was like, "Ooh, I could get along with one of these."
That's hard to lose a dog, but like I could not. It was too empty. I live alone, so hi.
So there's Kat.
Hi. How are you guys?
Fine, thank you.
So we've been talking about you a little bit, but we've actually been talking about Stephanie's dog.
Oh, perfect. Let's see. Love dogs.
So you missed it.
I missed it. Are we started?
We're just chatting about her dog. She has an English Bulldog.
Nice. They're the best.
And it's beautiful.
He was on the camera.
Yeah, she held it up for the camera.
Awesome. Good. I'll get to see it later then.
Okay. So, Kat, this is Stephanie. Stephanie, this is Kat.
Hello.
So nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. So glad you're joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So we're really laid back, Stephanie. We're just going to go ahead and get into it. So for our audience, we are with Stephanie Waugh. She is a 5-time CrossFit Games participant, 2 on a team, 3 as a master's athlete. But I want to know more about how you kind of grew up. And have you always lived in Montreal?
No, I come from a little city in the east part of province of Quebec. Like it's 7 hours from Montreal. It's a little city. So I
Okay.
grew up there. I went to school near that place, but yes, that's far from Montreal.
Okay. And were you active as a kid?
Yeah, always. I have a big brother, so I was always following him everywhere. At that time, there were not a lot of, and especially in my little town, there was not a lot of girls team in sport. So I used to play soccer, but a lot with guys, with boys, little boys. I started at 5 years old, and I never stopped until maybe a few years ago.
Oh,
And
wow.
I also play ice hockey. So I don't have any background in gymnastic or ollie lifting or anything like this. Just alpine skiing, soccer, ice hockey, and being in team with boys. So that was good.
That's really cool. And did you always want to be a police officer when you grew up?
I don't have any police officer in my family, but I have a neighbor who is a police officer. So I think like in high school, I started to think about being a police officer. I didn't want a job with a routine. So, and yes, I never thought about any other job instead of police officer or lawyer.
Oh, wow. Cool. And so you finished high school, and did you go to college or university?
Yeah, here we have the college, so I have to be 3 years in college, and after we have the police academy, which is 3 months.
Okay. And how intense was
What
the
did,
police academy? Oh, sorry, Kat.
that's good.
How intense?
Yeah.
Um, like it's pretty cool. I really enjoy this part of my training. It's like a community, like in CrossFit. Like we are there for 3 months, learning all the tricks for being a good police officer. We stay there, eat always together, and we have like kind of simulation and everything. Like it's a bit like army thing. Like they tell you how to fold your t-shirt, how to place your socks, and like for 3 months I didn't sleep under my sheet. I always sleep on my sheet. In the morning I had to, I don't know how to iron my sheet. So kind of this thing, but I really enjoy it.
Stephanie, how did your parents feel about you wanting to become a police officer? I assume that it probably still is now a male dominated sort of occupation. And I know I have a daughter and she wanted to go to like a military prep school, and I wasn't a big fan of sending her there and doing that. So did you get support from your parents, or was there some pushback from them?
No, absolutely. They were supportive, 100%. Like, yes, it's still a male dominant, but there's a lot of women, more and more women. But I don't think they were. Maybe my dad was a little bit worried about security, but no, they never hold me back from doing this job.
So you started being a police officer, and I'm assuming you were still playing soccer at this time, but in 2011 you had a traumatic event.
But still, that I've been shot and the guy killed himself in front of me, and that's why I'm doing CrossFit today.
So there was a lot of rehab with that. It broke your femur.
Yeah.
The bullet broke your femur, and then you had to rehab that. You were in the hospital for a month.
Yeah, 4 months. So I had, like, when I arrived at the hospital, in my head I was to go outside like 1 week later in crutches, but I didn't know what was going on ahead of me. So
And so you had to come back physically and mentally from that, and we're really searching for the next. I think you told me it was 6 months before your friend took you to a CrossFit gym.
yeah, I've been. The doctor said I could not walk on my leg before 3 months, and 3 months after the accident, I was in a gym. So everything went faster, and because I have a hard head,
Yeah.
and yes, maybe 6 months after I was doing rehab, my friends took me to a CrossFit gym here in Montreal. And I don't remember what was the Metcon, but I remember we were doing a 1 rep max split jerk from the rack, and I just fall in love right there.
So before that day you went to CrossFit, you were doing like the traditional Globo gym with.
No, I have a really good friend who took me under his arms to help me to really do a really good rehab. I was not by myself. He really helped me, and it was kind of boot camp, so a little bit like CrossFit, but not exactly the same. But he really helped me with my rehab.
And did it have Olympic lifting, the boot camp, or was that the new thing that caught your eye?
I think you're right. It's the new thing that made me fall in love with the gym, the CrossFit gym.
So you start CrossFit 6 months after you're shot, and then you take to it so fast that you made regionals shortly thereafter.
Yeah, I started CrossFit in 2000. My first open were in 2012, and I qualified as an individual for my first regional in 2013. Everything started to be better for me in my legs when the doctor agreed to took off all the metal I had in my leg. Like, everything started to be better.
So you had plates and screws in your leg that had to be removed?
Yeah, because it was hurting me. So I asked the doctor to take it off. So when he took that off, like it took like maybe 3 months before my legs grow and start to be strong again, and so no pain anymore. So that helps to be good in a sport.
Stephanie, what do you think it was about the CrossFit experience that made you want to compete?
I always want to compete in every part of my life. I'm so competitive. So I don't know. My mother always told me can you just play for fun, or can you? I said, no, I can't. Every time I am on a floor or a soccer game, like I have fun, but I want to win every time. So even my first open in 2012, like I was competitive. Like I want to win, and I had goal. And maybe at this time I was the only one who believed in me in 2012, but I was believing in me already. So in 2013, when I'm a good athlete, but I need a goal. I need to chase something, and so it was like kind of natural.
Yeah, I think good athlete is underselling it a bit, but we'll get into that in a minute. So you had suffered PTSD from the incident, and you told me that CrossFit really helped you with that. So not only was it helping you physically, but it helped you mentally kind of get past that.
Absolutely, because when the accident arrived, like for a long time, I was thinking about it 24 hours, 7 days a week, always. The only time I was not thinking about it was my 1 hour in the gym. And this hour became a 1 hour and 30 minutes and 2 hours. And like that really helped me to not think about it. And the first time I really realized that was helping me mentally is my first regional weekend. At the end of the weekend, I was having dinner with my boyfriend at this time, and I told him like that I just realized I didn't think about it for the last 4 days, not at all. So I think it's why I'm being. It's kind of a drug like for me.
It allows you to focus on something good in your life, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And so you went as an individual in 2012. I'm just trying to catch my notes here. And then 13, you qualified. So 13, you qualified for regionals. And 2014, you joined your team.
Yeah.
Montreal Pro 1.
Yeah.
And in 2015, you guys won the regional.
Yeah. We qualified. I think we qualified in 2014 and 2014 and 2015 we qualified. 2014 the regional was still in East Canada, so we won the regional at this time. But 2015 was a special year because it was the first year of super regional. So we went there and like we stand on the first stair of the podium as a Canadian team with all USA team. So
I was there. I was at that regional. I saw you guys win that.
Yeah, that was really
cool.
exciting. This regional is one of my best souvenir about competing. Really like it.
Yeah.
So both of those years you went to Carson, California. Got to compete at the games. And what was that experience like?
Amazing. I remember my coach at this time. Every time we were about to go on the floor, he told us that to remember that every CrossFit athlete in our province wants to be at our place. So we did enjoy every moment of being there, and like especially being in California was fun also. But we were impressed the first year, like you walk by Rich Froning and like all these big girls, but the second year we were not that impressed, but we did we did good, like, but it was much fun and I really like it.
And so in 15, you competed against Rich Froning at the games because that was his first year on team.
Yeah.
And the NorCal team with Jason Kalipa and those guys. So it was a pretty star-studded year, and you guys were right there with them.
Yeah, but we were used to look at them on the picture, so we were a bit impressed. But it didn't affect our performance. We did our best, but it was a crazy experience to see all these people and how much big are the games.
So in 16, you went team again, and the team didn't qualify.
No, we didn't.
So then in the following year, you focused on individual. That's the year they added the 35 to 39 year age group to the Masters.
In 2016, I had already took my decision before the regional that I was going to compete as an individual, no matter what, if there were 35, 39 age group or not, because like 2017, 16, I went on the team because if I didn't, they would have not have a team. We would, but I was qualified pretty high to go individual regional at the regional. So 2017, when they announced the age group in November, like I was so happy.
Yeah. So it's that the age group comes out. You finished second in the age group online qualifier behind I don't know if people have heard of her, Sam Briggs.
Yeah,
Never heard of her.
I know her.
And so you finished right behind her. And I believe that's the year Sam got hurt and couldn't compete as an individual in the regular open division.
Yeah, she did not compete. No, she didn't. She competed as a master this year.
Yeah.
No. No, because I didn't want Sam Briggs against Sam Briggs. No,
Nobody wants to go against Sam.
I think she was hurt. I can't remember, but like she is Sam Briggs. I remember she did all the age online qualifier was like in 1 or 2 days. So it's still Sam Briggs. So
yeah.
But I can't remember. But yes, I finished second in the age online qualifier.
So that year we moved to Wisconsin, Madison, Wisconsin. And that's the first year I went to the games. And I actually was a volunteer. I worked the outdoor park. And so I remember all these big names being in that division, like Becca Voigt, Kristen Clever, all these people. And there was this woman named Stephanie Waugh who was beating them all. And I was like, who is she? And I had an up close and personal view of everything because our station to like hang out was right beside the barn where the Masters piece went on, and then the outdoor park stuff. And to me, you came out of nowhere, but not really, and you blew everybody away.
Yeah, I was coming from nowhere. Nobody knew who I was, but I had this confidence in me. So like I had no expectation going there, but I knew that I could do great things. And my coach really believed in me. So I went there and do my best, but it appears to be good.
And you talked to me about your coach a little bit, that in 16, he saw something in you that you could be a champion if they added that 35 to 39-year-old. And we have to say, in this year, you're 39. So yeah. You're on the very top end of that division. And so that formed a relationship with your coach because he believed in you so much. And you're with him today, correct?
Yeah, I'm still with him. I had really good coach before, but the difference between my other coach and this coach is like, he is not my friend, he is my coach. We are kind of friends, but he's not always there to give me a tap behind my back. So he made me stronger mentally, and he knows me so well now that I could not change coach, I think. And like you said, the day I met him, it was a training camp on a weekend, and at the end of the weekend, after multiple tests and what, he told me that if the age group 35-39 was about to be had to the game, I could win the game. So I said, okay, I need to work with you.
That's pretty awesome to have someone believe in you that much.
Yeah, and Michael is also a really good coach because I'm 43 now, but I'm working with him since I'm 39, and I always want more in my training. Like I train with a guy who has the same coach, and I was always asking Mike, my coach, why I don't do this workout? I want to do this workout. I want to do this. And once he said me that, I was okay. He told me like, Steph, every time I do your weekly program, I ask myself how I can make you better, but also how I can keep you in the sport as long as you want to be competitive in the sport. So basically, he told me that he trains me like I am 60 years old. So that's what he said. So
and you're still with him, so you must not have taken too much offense.
No, because every time we have a goal of compete at one point. Like I know how he does it, but every time it works. Like I'm always in good shape when it's time to compete, and we're trying to keep me away from injuries. And I never do max lift in my training, but I still hit good number in open. Like, so I really trust in him. And I had my 1 year ago, I had a shoulder surgery, and I'm so happy I had this guy in my corner, because like my shoulder is 100% and more back, because I just trust his knowledge.
Yeah. So any favorite events from 2017?
Maybe the final event, the Diane and the couplet thrusters rope climb. I really enjoy also the muscle up with the sandbag and the fight, like chest to bar, toes to bar, and clean and jerk, 145 clean and jerk. I like even with gymnastics.
So even though you didn't have a gymnastics background growing up, you gravitated to gymnastics?
I had to learn everything in gymnastics. Like, I could not walk on my hand. I could not do a kipping instant push-up. I start with bend, doing pull-ups, and like I have no idea where is my body in my environment. So walking on my head, walking on my hands, I never did anything of those things. So I had to learn. And now it's my favorite things. I think my upper body is my strength, so it helps, but I really enjoy gymnastics.
That's really cool. So then you finished the 17 season as the champion of the 35 to 39, first place, gold medal, top piece on the podium. How did you feel after that moment? Did you relish in it, or did you just want more?
First I cried, but no, I want more. I took a month off, maybe not a month, but like I always want more. Like, if I can do this one time, can I do it 2 times, 3 times? And so, yeah, I wanted more.
And we kind of missed, I think, was it 2016 you were named fittest female police officer in the world?
Yeah, I think it's 2 years in a row.
Okay.
Yeah, when they start to put this categories in the open, okay, I did want it.
So 2-time fittest policewoman in the world.
Yeah.
That's really awesome. I think that I'm glad they added those for first responders, because that means a lot.
Yeah. But I think it means a lot for everybody who's working, like nurses, teachers. I don't see it like a special thing for first responder. I think it's good for everybody who's working.
Okay. Well, cool. And what do you get for being the fittest policewoman? Do you get a certificate or a
Like kind of trophy? I have one here.
Okay.
I can show you. Kind of 5-on-1 trophy.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And a lot of love from 5-on-1 company. They provide me everything I want. But not everything, but if I want something special, they will send me this, and they are really, really nice with us.
That's very cool. So you move into 2018, you're moving up into the next level of masters age group, the 40 to 44-year-old. And now you're the youngest in that group. And it's a big year for you because you finished, is that when you finished third in Canada?
I think it's third, yes.
Yeah, third place in Canada in the open.
Yeah.
You get to compete in the open division at regionals with Katrin Davidsdottir, Kari, Pearce, Carole Reason-Thibault, and you're actually in the first heat, or the last heat, I guess, with all of the big names.
Yeah, I start the first day in this heat. That was like, it was amazing. I was like 15 years old, older than them, and that was fun. Like I already knew I was qualified to go to the games, and I knew I was not there to qualify as an individual for the regional, but having the chance to be beside those girls was pretty special.
And again, you said you were 15 years older than they were, and
Yeah,
you're right in
That's
that
insane.
heat with them.
yeah, I
And that was
remember.
the last year for regionals, right? So you got to do it all.
Yeah, I remember I think it was muscle up even. The girl beside me was 18 years old.
That is great.
Yeah, but at the same time, like it takes pressure out of you. I was there to have fun, to compete, but to have fun because I knew I was not chasing the same goal as Katrin, Caroline, and Kari. I just want to be the best version of myself to show people that even you're older, you can still compete.
Yeah, you are amazing. And so you finish that weekend, and then you do the age group online qualifier, and you finish first in your age group, tied, going into the games.
Yeah, actually, you do the age online qualifier before the regional. So I was at the regional already. I already know that was going to the games as a master. But yes, I finished tie. I think it was tie big for me, another girl, Erin, call. Yeah.
And
I
so
was
then you get to defend, not really defend your title because you're in a new division, but you get to go compete again and try to win a second Masters championship.
yeah, I
And
had. Oh, sorry. Go.
no, you go ahead first.
I I was about to say that I just put a little more pressure on me this year because I was going to the game and like I was the girl to watch, if we can say that this like that. And that was like a tough games this time. I had I had to be good until the last day. I was going into the final. I think I had 8 points advance, or I can't remember.
Wow. So it was tight the whole way from the beginning of the week to the end of the week for you to win, but you did win your second Masters championship, 40-44, gold medal, podium.
Cry again.
Cry again.
Yeah, that was a good year. I was like confident about what I was doing, and so when I went to the final event, it was like, I don't know how they call it, but kind of friend, but with all the gymnastic movement and light thruster. So I knew I was about to do good. So I did.
Is that where that was the bar muscle up and the chest to bar and the pull up all kind of in the same rep scheme?
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty cool. What?
Yeah, that was a fun workout, fun to watch. And so you win and you cried. Did it feel different than the year before?
No, I was as much proud. It was a lot of effort, a lot of work in the year, and like I was. It was the same feeling. Really proud. Accomplishment.
Okay. So then you move into a little bit of a tougher year in 2019.
Yeah.
And you are fighting you're fighting injury that year. Your shoulder is starting to give you fits. And at the age group online qualifier, you come in, I think it's 8th.
Yeah. I was like, it was, now I can realize that this 2018 year was, I had no fun at all. I did the open and the age online qualifier basically with one arm. Like I had to change every game plan to be sure to go through the WOD. Like I did like 33 chest to bar instead of 3. So it's not really that me. And so I still qualify for the game, but honestly, I had to say that I was a bit worried when I was watching the leaderboard, because we had 5 WODs. I did really good on 3 WODs. Once I finished first with worldwide 15, and I think I can't remember the other one, but the 2 other one was the gymnastic part, the one with the bar muscle up and the one with the ring muscle up. That usually I'm good at it usually, and I did like my worst performance ever in a qualifier in these 2 WODs, so it cost me a lot of points, and I finished 8th. But like I had always pain, and I was like performing maybe at 80% of my capacities, and it was not fun. Like I remember being at Madison training before the games, doing ring muscle up and feeling pain in my shoulder. So it's stay in your head, and it's kind of take your energy and your confidence. But I was still there. I did qualify, so I went to compete, and unfortunately I injured myself again, but not on my shoulder, on the Go Rock event, the run with a backpack. So I had a really bad sprained ankle. I could not continue, and like everything was going well. Like I did 2nd place in the first WOD, and I was in 1st place going the rock event, and then I sprained my ankle. So this time when I sprained my ankle, I tell to myself, maybe now it's time to listen to your body. You don't have choice now.
Yeah. It's kind of funny because, we talked about Sam Briggs and how she's fought through that kind of stuff to keep going. And for you to be at 80% capacity and to still finish 8th in the world in your age group, that's pretty amazing. I know it was a tough year for you because you weren't at full capacity, but to still be able to do all that and still make the games, unbelievable.
Yeah. Thank you, but it was not like I'm supposed to have fun while training and while competing, so that was not the same feeling going to Madison this year. So like I was basically shy of performing my WODs and age online qualifier in front of people of my gym, because like I knew they were like empathic. I don't know, but it was not me at all.
So you ended up having the shoulder surgery right after that season, like in November?
Yeah, when I came back from the games, when I went back to training, I was doing a WOD with ring muscle up, I think, and I started to feel the pain again. I just stopped middle of the WOD and sent a message to my coach. I'm tired. I'm just having this surgery. And my coach asked me, do you want to wait after the open? Because the open was at the door in October. So I said, no, I just want to do it right now and do it the right way. So it was maybe in September, and I had my surgery in November.
And so you basically gave up that next season because without being in the open, you couldn't make the online qualifier or anything like that. So you actually got to spend a year just rehabbing again.
Yeah, but you know what? I think maybe 2 days after I took the decision to have the surgery and not compete, and I was feeling really good. Like all the pressure was gone, and I just like, I'm doing this since 2012, eating, sleeping, not drinking, and etc. And like this was like a kind of relief, and I had a really good surgeon who put me in confidence that I will be back 100% and maybe more than 100%. So like I went to the surgery not sad at all. Just I knew it was a good thing to do to stay in the sport.
And so now you go into 2020. Are you ready and fired up, and your shoulders all ready, and you did the Open for 2020, right?
No, I did not.
2020.
That was last October, right? So we haven't had an Open in over a year.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Welcome to CrossFit, Scott.
Yeah. The season's been way too long this year.
It's been 8 years since we had an Open.
COVID season. So yes.
So you get even more time to train and be ready, which is even like the fact that you decided to do it last year is probably the best time to do it, because now you have what you thought was maybe less than a year to recover for the next Open. Now you've got, a year and a half to go. Just optimal.
It's like my shoulder, I think, took me like 10 months to be 100%, like no pain at all in any movement. So it's good. It's feeling so good. Like I can't remember feeling this good. But honestly, like I have to say that I know everybody has hard time and face challenge now in COVID thing, but it's really hard now. Like I'm usually super motivated, so like being in my garage doing training without gymnastic, like it's basically winter here, so you can train outside. And so I was registered to do a competition in December, the Legend Championship in Phoenix.
Yep.
I was ready. If the competition was last week, I was 100% ready to compete. But now I'm back in my garage, and we don't know when they're gonna open the gym again. So it's hard because December would have been like 18 months without any competition. So I wish we can have like some competition back, and I know everybody has their challenge, like people losing their job, and like there's everything. But for me, like CrossFit is my life, and now I can't do what I love the most, compete. So.
Well, you mentioned that you traveled down to Miami to sort of get a break and train outside and have dinner with friends and things like that. How did that help, or make it sort of even worse when you got back?
I'm
sure it was nice at the time, right?
Yeah, I think it made things worse now. Like you came back in Canada, it's cold, you're in your garage doing some things, like, and you're in quarantine in your home for 14 days. But like I said at the beginning, like I said to Scott in the beginning, like it's not like really different being in quarantine here than being in our lockdown. We don't have any place. We don't have any place to go. Like
can't go anywhere.
Everything is closed, and so I'm here just doing my thing. But yes, that was really fun. But when you come back here, the downs are downs.
So just to go back a little bit, when you were injured, you did some judging when you couldn't compete. And so you've judged at Wodapalooza. I know you've judged at Atlas Games. What was that experience like in comparison to being an athlete?
I'm going to talk about Wodapalooza because last year I did like 1 day of judging just to help because there misses the judge. And this year I really volunteered for all the weekend. And what I realized is physically it's harder to be a judge than compete. Like I was exhausted at the end of the day. Like my head, my eyes, my ears, my whole body, my feet. Like you are on the stage and you are judging the same event all day long, like counting double unders or watching people rowing. So all I wanted.
Yeah, I would say too, out of all the festival competitions that are out there, I would imagine, and I've never judged Wodapalooza. Part of part of the reason is because I'm kind of afraid to judge Wodapalooza because I know how demanding it is. And I don't think I would have fun. But you picked a doozy because that one, I know those judges work their tails off.
Yeah, but it's hard because I was not used to, but the organization take well care of their judge, I think.
Mm-hmm.
We were like splitting in group and having like every little break, but you're still in the sun or in the rain and people yelling at you and yeah.
What people don't realize is how hard it is to stand in place. You know, when you're an athlete, you get to move around. Yeah, you're on your feet, but you get different pressure points. And when you're standing in one spot, just counting or observing a row or something like that, it's a lot harder on the feet.
Yeah, I remember the first competition I judged where you have to stand, I forget what they call it, but with your hands behind your back, you know, in that parade stance or something like that. My shoulders, the fronts of my shoulders were so sore from pulling them back the whole time. And I'm thinking, I've been doing CrossFit for 7 years and I can do pull-ups and everything else, but my damn shoulders hurt from holding my hands behind my back.
Because you're not used to it.
Not used to that.
And it's not only about standing. It made me realize, like, it was a really good experience for me to see the other side. Like, I'm an athlete and I will be an athlete, but I really enjoyed judging, but it made me realize that how much you have to be concentrated. Like, you have to take decisions like this. And your decision could cost a medal or a winning event, or like, you can't mess, but you can, but you don't want to mess. You don't want to be the judge who gave the sheet and that something is missing on the sheet, or like,
right, or the no rep that keeps somebody from going to the CrossFit games.
Yeah, but
it's a lot of pressure.
I had question about no repping people, and now I'm really like, when people sometimes people reach me and, what do you think about this? This girl is no rep on a video. Like, I just said to people, you can't judge if you're not there.
It's true.
If
it's so true.
If it's obvious, okay, but yeah, there's thing like, if you're there, it's my decision. Like, so it's a good thing that I realized this thing. But I was not someone who was yelling at my judge or contesting decision, but I really like it. And I think the opposite is good also. As a judge, if you have been an athlete, like, I know what an athlete wants from a judge. I know the judge is not supposed to count your reps and told you where to go and everything, but like, without helping the athlete, like, there's things they want. Like, people want to hear the 10 last rep of double under. Like, they want it. And not every judge is doing that. I always ask mine, and even I ask, they don't always do it. So, but I did it. I did judge the way I want to be judged, and I have a lot of athletes who came to me to tell me that, thank you, you did good job.
The one thing that oh, go ahead, Kat.
No, I was just going to say, I think for the most part too, you're able to accommodate most of the requests that your athletes request. I remember one time, I think it was at Granite Games, someone asked me, we were doing like 50 of something, and he wanted me to count forwards for the first 25 and then backwards for the last 25. And I just said, I will mess that up. It's not happening. It was like my oddest request from an athlete.
I never heard that before.
I think the biggest thing when I'm judging is giving you a visual cue, in especially on like double unders. Like, for the last 5, I kind of put my hand up and then drop it when they're done, because they can't always hear when the music's blaring, and just so they can kind of see, okay, done, and then they know to stop. But I kind of want to move to a little bit different subject. Is Kat and I, we actually judged the Masters Fitness Collective this year in Fort Wayne, Indiana. And there are rumors out there that could become the Masters Games now. It's like own event to crown the Masters champion. And I wanted to get from you, do you think that that is enough for a master's athlete to feel like they're included, to have their own event, crowning them champion? Or do you think it's better to be at the games?
I was not at Fitness Collective. I saw some videos, but really, in my opinion, and I hope like the new CEO of CrossFit has the same, and I think he has. But I think masters athlete wants to be at the games. We want to live the same experience as individual with the same environment, the same clothes, and the check-in and everything like makes that year of training really worth it. So I don't think, in my opinion, I don't think any competition can beat the games now as a master or as an individual.
I know in prior years at Carson and for some in Madison, the age groups would go the first 3 days and sort of be finished before the end of the individuals. And I know that last time we were in Madison in 19, they were held concurrently. So they were at the same time as the individuals. And I've heard other athletes say that they prefer to go first so that they can actually experience, as a fan of the sport, you know, their individual athletes, and can see some of those events as opposed to it happening at the same time. Do you have an opinion one way or the other on that setup, if it were to be at the same place?
I agree with those athletes. I think like we are at the games and we can't see anything and nobody comes see us. I'm not saying that if we're going first, people will come see us, but I
they
think
could, if they wanted to. They wouldn't have to make a choice.
Yeah, but yeah, I think it would be a good thing to go back to the format when we do it before, and we can enjoy the games as we are already there. Mm-hmm. So, but I wish like it's gonna go back to 20 athletes instead of 10, and the media coverage will come back. Like nobody can see like my parents and my friends could not see anything this year, and I think we need a better treatment, because like maybe people won't realize it, but I honestly think I make as much sacrifice and as I put as much effort in my training in a year than an individual guy or girl. Like she is maybe 25, I'm 43. I'm training 2 times a day. She's training maybe 2 times a day, but like maybe I can't do what she's doing, but I'm doing great things for my age, and we put a lot of effort, and we are not recognized. Like you are having me on your podcast this morning, and I really appreciate it. First, because there's not a lot of people who get interested in hearing a French Canadian master athletes. So, and I don't know why. And I don't know why, because I'm putting enough effort to be recognized. Not only me, every girl, every boy. Yeah. Like,
I think too. Eric Rosa had a town hall that started at just right before we started this podcast, and I was listening to a little bit of it, and he was mentioning that affiliate first is sort of his mantra as he develops a game plan for the company in the future, and that even the games are going to be focused on the affiliate and getting more people into local boxes. And I think from a relatability perspective, and when you think about a lot of people that are joining affiliates, I think the teens and the masters can have a tremendous influence on the public and be relatable to a lot of people that are watching and bring people into the box. Arguably more so than these freaks of nature individuals, you know, who are just not necessarily so relatable. because they're doing things that just seem way over the top. So it'll be interesting to see how things play out with Eric at the helm. And I do think that with that in mind, there might be some new and interesting opportunities for age groups in the future. At least that's my hope.
I wish, because it's not a thing about having sponsorship or having, it's just like being treated as people who do the same as you. Like, I don't have any,
Yeah, I think
don't have 21,000 followers, and I don't care. I won't go in this subject, but it's not about money, or it's just like we did the job and we need to be recognized for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, and we're in your corner because Kat and I are masters athletes ourselves. You know, we're older than you.
I'm so glad that you're 5 years older than me, so you and I will never be in the same age group. That's my goal for no competition.
You meant 5 years younger.
I'm 5 years older. Yes, you're 5 years.
Yeah.
We are in two different age groups, and we always will be.
Well, Stephanie, I got to tell you, I had a blast this hour. You are a lot of fun. You are a total badass when it comes to CrossFit and life. And you set a great example for so many people. And I hope that you do get your due on a stage with CrossFit because I think all masters athletes deserve that. And so thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Had a lot of fun too.
And your English is excellent.
Thank you.
Yes, so good.
Thank you.
And just so our listeners know, Stephanie is friends with a guest we had on a few weeks ago, and that is Sam Cornier. And they actually worked out at the same gym for a while. So that's kind of how Stephanie and I got reconnected to do this podcast, which is awesome.
It's been great.
I did a few open workouts with Sam. I did judge him. He's a really good guy, and I think he's gonna make his journey in CrossFit.
Yeah. Well, we wish you good luck. We know you're ready for the next season, whatever it may be. We're all waiting with bated breath to find out what that structure is going to look like. But it sounds like you're ready to get back on the competition floor, and hopefully we'll see you around at a sanctional or something like that. And good luck.
Thank you. I wish Sanctional would come back. I wish I can do one or two. I can't wait to compete.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
Thank you for having me.
Yep. Stay well.